gosh.
You brought us brownies, so I'm
did.
imagining these are calorie-free.
Absolutely.
Sugar-free, calorie-free. It's all natural, healthy.
Absolutely.
You made these yourself?
I did.
The packaging is beautiful. Do you sell this?
I do. I have an online store called tuckerhillhome.com. And this goes back to the place that I grew up. I grew up in Ocala, Florida, and I grew up in the section of town called Tucker Hill.
Ocala is in is it Orange County?
No, it's Marion. It's right below Gainesville, University of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so very near there.
Is that near Eatonville?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
Go ahead. Keep going.
So
Ocala.
anyway, so in honor of where I grew up and really just paying homage to my childhood, the site is called Tucker Hill Home.
Nice.
And so there are a lot of the bags and the brownies and all this good
This
stuff.
bag is on there?
Oh, absolutely. There are 4 different ones: the tomato, eggplant,
This is amazing.
radish, and lettuce.
Can I just say
your website is
that
beautiful.
Bonnie McDaniel has the sweetest spirit.
She does.
I mean, like, you literally came in and just brought sunshine in here, and there's a squall outside, but there's sunshine in this room. And I want to say about Farmgirl in the City that I just got by begging helps. It's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book, and you guys, when you get it, because you need to go get it, she starts off by explaining all the different herbs, like what thyme is and what coriander is and what dill is. And then she's got these beautiful, I mean, she's explaining stuff to you so you understand. And I'm on the spicy collard greens page, and they look delicious.
Thank you.
So I just want to say that, Bonnie. Chicken and rice is up in here. Lobster, mac and cheese.
Oh,
yes,
we call
Lord.
it chicken and rice. We call that perlo down south.
Perlo.
Yeah, we call it perlo down south.
Perlo down south. I'm telling y'all.
Perlo?
Perlo rice is actually chicken and rice.
So it's like arroz con pollo,
It's really
but
good.
down south
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
Really
it's
good.
called Perlo.
Get the book, Farmgirl in the City.
All
and
right.
Food and Love.
Did you go to school to do this? And it's tuckerhillroad.com.
No, it's Tucker Hill Home.
Home.
Home.com.
And this opening page is beautiful. I'm on your website right now. This is
Thank
beautiful.
you
I
so
don't have
much.
a computer in front of me, so
I really appreciate
what,
it so
Yvette?
much.
So tell us the origin story.
Well, first of all, I majored in business, so no, I did not go to culinary school. However,
but you went to school and you did well. To your point earlier,
Just
sis.
saying.
Just saying.
I
Okay.
did. I went to school because that was a requirement. My grandmother and my grandfather were not educated, and so going to
I'm just saying.
see
Wait, hold on,
us
pause,
now
pause.
going to school was
What's the little meme
deal.
or the little where the hands are up? That everybody in the room put their hands up, like, see?
It's not hard, guys.
Yeah,
It's not hard.
no, going to school because that way you kind of guarantee, your future somewhat. And
right.
if you decide, it gives you choices.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so my grandparents, they were insistent. My grandfather could not read nor write. And when I would come home from school, he would make me read. He says, I want you to read my lessons, read your lessons to me.
Wow.
So education was a very, very big thing in my home.
It's a way out.
Wonderful.
It really is. It really is. And I can't thank them enough for that. I went to Florida A&M for 2 years. So HBCU in the house. And got married in college, much to my folks' dismay. But the guy was leaving. So it was like, hey, I got to follow him. So I got married in college and moved to the Northeast and finished up my studies at Rutgers University.
Oh, nice.
Rutgers, yay.
In New
That's
Jersey?
That's Mrs. alma mater. So he was like, yeah, I like you too. I like you too.
Personal
So
day.
Florida, this town, Ocala.
Yes.
Describe it a little bit, because if your grandparents, your grandfather couldn't read, I'm thinking, maybe sharecropping background.
There you go.
Yeah.
My grandfather, actually, he grew up and was sharecropping in Georgia, in Dublin, Georgia, and found a way out and brought his family to Ocala long before I was thought of. And he came, it's funny, my grandmother was a church lady, and she didn't like the gambling and the drinking and all of that. My grandfather, on the side, he was doing his little gambling, but it was the gambling that got him where he needed to go. He knew how to play dogs, and he knew how to farm. And he took that money, however, and had someone buy property for him because, again, he was not educated. And he got someone to buy property for him. He bought 500 acres of land, and that's where our family settled.
Wow.
And so I had a really, at the time when I was growing up, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm in the country. I don't like this. But when I think back, everything that I got from them, that basic upbringing was what made me into the woman that I am now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
So I'm like obsessed with people getting wealth. and being wealthy and building legacy. And we just did a book series with Chris Hogan, and he talks about, you know, the millionaires that he interviewed, like 10,000 millionaires, and a lot of them have farm backgrounds.
Right.
A lot of them are engineers. A lot of them are school teachers, right?
That's surprising.
But teachers know how to plan.
Yeah.
Teachers know how to plan.
I'm just saying because they're not paid enough.
No, but that's the point. It's not even about the amount of money that you make. Most farmers aren't making a lot. It's what you do with it. Knowing how to sow. Knowing how to plant today and build. So farming teaches. Chris Hogan's a farm guy. You know, he spent his summers on farms as well with his grandparents. And so it teaches you something, right?
It does. It does. And, you know, one of the things, this is, and I love my friend Jessica Grounds, who wrote my foreword. And she does a lot of great things for women, but she talks about the fact that this is more than a cookbook because, you know, there are a bunch of cookbooks out there. And so my purpose and my goal for writing this, you notice that I talked about the different herbs and how you stock a cupboard and all of that. But I want people to understand the value in knowing how to do for yourself.
Come on now.
And so when I talk about farming in the city, I live in a very an urban setting in Fairfax, and I have about an acre, a little bit over an acre of land. This is my home, actually. That's on the cover of this book.
Oh my God!
I actually plant a garden.
And is that the same image from their? Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So
I love that.
The thing that I want people to get from this is the fact that it's great to be educated, but you don't know. Look at what happened, just with the government shutdown.
That's right. That's right.
You need to have other resources available to you.
You better
it's so important.
Yes. Say that.
You need to know how to do for yourself. A lot of and I don't have to, but I know how to. A lot of the products that are on my online store, for instance, the table kerchiefs, I design them. I make them because I know how to sew.
Right.
So I know how to do for myself so that I have alternatives in life.
I love everything about that.
Yeah. So to your question, Karen, it's a good thing to know how to do for oneself.
Yeah.
So
now are you growing your own?
Oh yeah, I grow.
Now is that something that you talk about in the book as well?
I talk about that, and I start out because a lot of people, because we have become so, everything is instant, fast food, this, fast food, that.
Right.
And number one, it's an economic thing for us.
Come on.
One of the things that I love about our former First Lady, and I don't think people got it, when she was talking about, I remember seeing her do a little talk on the White House garden, and she did an economic breakdown. And I think it completely went over people's heads. She said, look, I forgot how many packages of seeds she had in her hand. She said, for X number of dollars, it was less than $5. She said, you can grow all of this.
Wow.
It was the economy part of it that she was trying to translate to people, and they didn't get it. Aside from that, if you are eating fast foods, it's going to impact you economically because you're sick. So the one thing I want people to get out of this cookbook is the importance, number one, of eating well, eating clean food that's good for you, because if you are healthy, you can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Amen.
But you can't if you're sick and running to the doctors all the time.
That's right.